Now we're going to take a look at one of the most difficult problems that we will solve using exponential functions and logarithms. In this particular question, we have exponential functions on both sides of the equation. So here's the problem. Solve for x. 2 multiplied by 5.3 to the x is equal to 7 multiplied by 8.2 to the x. Now, I do this problem a little bit differently from many other people, and certainly in a different manner than the book. What I'm going to first do is use what you might think of as regular algebra to get the exponential functions together on the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first get the numbers that are not exponential on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to get all of the exponentials on the left. So I'm first going to divide by 2 on both sides of the equation. So what that does is on the left side, that gives me 2 multiplied by 5.3 to the x all over 2. And on the right-hand side, that gives me 7 multiplied by 8.2 to the x all divided by 2. And when I do the division, the 2's will cancel, and I'll just have 5.3 to the x is equal to 7 times 8.2 to the x all over 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 8.2 to the x. So I'll get the exponentials on the left-hand side. Doing so gives me 5.3 to the x divided by 8.2 to the x on the left, and on the right-hand side I have 7 times 8.2 to the x divided by 2 times 8.2 to the x. Now on the right-hand side, the 8.2 to the x's will cancel, leaving me then with an equation that says 5.3 to the x over 8.2 to the x equals 7/2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rule from my previous exponent rules back from previous algebra classes. Remember, when I have both the numerator and the denominator raised to the x, I can bring out the x. And so doing that, I'd have 5.3 divided by 8.2 all raised to the x equals 7/2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the log of both sides. When I take the log of both sides, I'll have log of the quantity 5.3 over 8.2 all to the x equals the log of 7/2. Then I'm going to use my property of exponents that says if I have the log of a to the p, that's the same as p log a. And so now I have then x times the log of 5.3 over 8.2 is equal to the log of 7/2. And now I have one more step. In order to solve for x, I'm going to take the log of 5.3 over 8.2, and I'm going to divide both sides by that, giving me a final answer of x equals the log of 7/2 divided by the log of 5.3 over 8.2. And if I put that in my calculator, it gives me approximately negative 2.8705. Again, the book might write the answer as the log of 7 minus the log of 2 in the top over the log of 5.3 minus the log of 8.2 in the bottom. Or if I actually had done the algebra a little differently, I might have actually had the log of 2/7 divided by the log of 8.2 over 5.3. Again, there's a number of very, very similar answers or similar ways of writing the answer, but they'll all look a little bit different, and you might get confused thinking that you have done something wrong. The best thing to do as a first step, though, is to put yours in the calculator and put the answer that's in the back of the book in the calculator and see if they compute out to the same value.